Hey guys,
Hello.
thanks for those of you that are already there. Can you all hear us? Hi, Needle D. Hi, Jim. Hi, Derek. Can you guys hear us? Hi, Mike from. Oh, hi. How are ya? We got a whole list of questions that people ask, and we're gonna answer them. We're just. Hold on, I'm trying to turn my mic up for you guys. We're just going to wait until a couple people come on. Can somebody tell me if they can hear me? If they can hear us? Tweedledee, can you hear us? Okay. Thank you. So it's awesome to talk to you guys. I feel like we've been gone forever. Hi, Tim. Hi, Ed. Hey, Herding. Hi, Rick. Hi, Bill Bard. Hi, Doug. So Herding here said miles per day on this trip. Anywhere from 3 to 500 most days. In total, right now, we're at almost 8. When we get home tomorrow, we'll be right at 8,000. Just about. So we're not home yet. I think this is our last night on the road. It'll be 24 days on the road. Yes, long days. Some longer than others. I got a couple of rest days. Mike got no rest days. So when I say that, it's because Tweedledee says looks like you have a 7K sunburn. So that's probably the dumbest question I've gotten repeatedly is why I don't care. Why is your face red? Well, obviously our face is red because we've been riding for 24 days. I have makeup on, so my face is not as red as Mike's. But we both are dark. So we rode mainly in our shell helmets. Hi everybody. Hi Mark. Hi Elmer. Hi The Adventure Begins. Hi Richard. Hi Sandtrap. Hey Gas Man. How y'all doing? Sorry if I missed anybody. So my face is actually also decently red. But we have been putting on sunscreen multiple times a day. So it's not for lack of trying. We put sunscreen on our arms because we've mostly been wearing our vest, at least like the last couple of days. Yeah. Hi, Old Grim. Hi, Donna. Thank you, guys. Hi, Maurizio. Thank you, guys. Sorry if I butchered your name. Thank you, guys, for joining. It's so good to talk to you guys again and see y'all. I feel like I've been like just totally away from the internet.
Most nights we didn't have service.
No, we did not catch any Nazis. Yeah, we didn't have service a lot of nights. And as for Tweedledee's original question, yes, we found the town where Bigfoot lives. I have I have a picture of it. Hold on, I'm gonna find.
Ironically enough, we found
yesterday.
Actually, the monster truck.
Yeah, yesterday actually we were in Missouri and on 66, and we found the home of Bigfoot the monster truck.
Original.
Hold on, I'm looking for the photo of the town that claims to be the home of Bigfoot that we accidentally stumbled upon. This was not on purpose. This was actually the day that we saw the bear.
The bear.
Like a brown, like a grizzly bear.
I'm like a little black bear that your pet. No, this was a real deal bear.
That was probably the scariest day. That was the roughest day, I think. All right. So only thing better than getting home is leaving on the next one. You're right about that. And we're excited because we will be at Bike Week in Ocean City in 3 weeks, and we'll get to see y'all. And then we have a tour 2 weeks after that, and then we have our channel ride 2 weeks after that. So lots of exciting stuff. We hope you guys join us. Thank you, Scott. We're actually not home completely yet. We'll be home tomorrow, hopefully. How was going through Colorado? Going through Colorado was beautiful. Half of it. The other half was hot and windy and flat. But we didn't get to spend a lot of time in Colorado. We had to make it home because kids start back to school.
We did do Loveland Pass.
We did do Loveland Pass. Thank you, Jonathan. I'm so appreciative that you support us and that you like our content. Derek says next weekend is the Wharf Rat Rally. That sounds awesome. I wish I could be at all the rallies. Glacier was my favorite day. So I'll say this. I tried to see like 4 or 5 things that were on my bucket list and 4 or 5 things that were on Meg's bucket list. So one of the things that Meg really wanted to see, for no particular reason, really, is Glacier National Park. And I am so glad that he did, because I think it was both of our favorite thing that we saw. It actually ended up taking like a 2 or 3 day detour into Montana. So I think that was some of our favorite stuff that we did. So any horrendous weather. So I'll try and answer these couple of questions, and then we'll start on the list that people left us on Instagram. Yes, actually, Sturgis was super rainy. We were only in Sturgis for the first 3 days. We got there before Sturgis started, and it was nice that day. And we rode the Badlands again, even though we did those last year, because it was like on the way. But then it just poured for like the next 2 days. And as we rode into Montana from Sturgis, it was about 4 hours of just horrendous pouring rain. And then when we were on Beartooth Pass, so I just need to say that he said, did we ride it? Yes, we did. It was our favorite. So I just need to say that before we left, Michael and I had a little squabble about what clothes we were supposed to bring. And then I was kind of shitty to him before we went on to Beartooth Pass. And we start going, and you just hear like claps of thunder. Just like bam, bam, claps of thunder. And then it starts raining. And the higher and higher we get, it was hail. And I'm talking about nickel at least size hail. We do have this on video. And so that will definitely be in a video.
I was meant to stop and put my coat all the time. But hey, so while getting stuff.
We were both in shells, although I had a gator and Mike did not. So I was like, my ears were covered. There was nowhere to stop. There wasn't, but that was pretty rough weather. What was the best and worst parts, and would we do anything differently? Okay. So I think that Michael and I were both right about the argument that we got in before we left, which was he thought that I should bring less clothes, which I should have, and I ended up, when we stopped at my best friend Megan's house in California, we ended up sending back clothes, and I thought that he should bring more cold weather gear, and he should have. No, he did not bitch. So let's see. What was the best part? We did say Glacier was our absolute favorite. We loved Beartooth Pass, definitely. We accidentally did after, right? Because we didn't realize we liked Yellowstone a lot. We liked the Pacific Coast Highway was beautiful. The redwoods were amazing. Um, we really liked Zion too. Um, yeah, yeah. So the Road to the Sun was our absolute favorite. Okay, how did our bikes hold up? They're not doing great.
They're gonna make it home.
I'm not gonna lie, they're not doing great. 8,000 miles in, we stopped about halfway, maybe a little early. I wish we would have waited. So uh, we stopped in Oregon and at was it Black Horse, Wild Horse? They were great. I feel bad that I can't remember their name. You know, they texted me, and I will have it in a video. I feel bad that I can't remember their name, but they were absolutely great. Derek, your bucket list is Laconia. Laconia is great. We love that. So my suspension is
The
rough.
hell with you, man.
What? No, it doesn't. So my suspension is rough. I probably need new suspension. My bag, my Saddleman bag, which is I'm sure user error installation, and also I'm sure that I exceeded the weight limit every day.
Yeah.
But the metal bracket part is bent. There's a hole in my seat from me putting probably 100 pounds of bag on it every day and just like trying to anchor it down. I mean, they're still going, and we check the oil every day. So you know, you were in Glacier in 2018. I agree, it's the best. Okay, but yes, our bikes are super rough. So we're gonna start on the questions that people left us on Instagram. Did we visit a new place or site? Oh my God, we went so many new places. So we left out the only repeat really was Sturgis, like, and on the way to Sturgis. So we left out of Maryland. We went Maryland to PA to Ohio to Indiana, Illinois. We went through Iowa. We stayed in a Bunka Biker that was awesome. I think we have some stuff about that. No, Tweedledee, we're not ready. We're not ready for touring bikes just yet.
Breakout handle the trip. Perfect.
That's right.
Your windshield to do it. You might be red faced, but you don't need it.
So we adjust that a little bit. Then we went once we left Sturgis, we went north to Montana, and he used to think the same thing. Look at him now. We went north to Montana. We did Beartooth. We did Yellowstone. We went up to Glacier. From Glacier, we cut across Idaho into Washington State. We stayed at a really cool Airbnb that was a green barn. We have some video of that for you guys. We went down to Crater Lake in Oregon, and that's where we stopped for service. Then we went to California, rode down the Pacific Coast Highway to San Francisco, a little bit below that, because that's where Meg lives, who's been on this channel, and my other friend Steph, who's also been on the channel. They both live there. So Mike and I got to spend some time with Meg and Steph, which was fun. And then we cut across California, through Nevada, into Arizona, saw the Grand Canyon, up into Utah, Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, and then back through Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. Crater Lake was pretty. I think Mike and I became national park snobs because it wasn't our favorite after we did Glacier and Beartooth and Yellowstone. So we liked it though. It was cool. I liked how at Glacier and like Zion you could explore everything. You could literally like walk in and see the amazing sights, and you couldn't really do that at Glacier. It was just more, or Crater Lake, it was just more like looking at it. All right, what else do we have? All right. What was the most crazy encounter while riding and the most enjoyable? I mean, I think the most enjoyable was just getting to ride our bikes every day and everywhere and on all types of terrain. We did highways, we did twisties, we did mountains, we did deserts, we did the coast.
That random bear encounter was all.
That was the craziest thing. So, hi Mark C. Thanks for joining us and thank you for your support. So I all right, this was totally my fault. I asked Michael, and like you guys know if you watch the channel that we stay in a lot of different types of Airbnbs, and I asked him if he wanted to stay in a yurt. And to be fair, we had looked at other yurts before that were like, nice. This yurt did say it had photos that were totally misleading and looked like it was this like beautiful lake and super clean and nice. Well, it was like 45 minutes away from civilization. It looked like it was in a junkyard. It was dirty. It was scary. It like we were in the yurt.
Sling blade was there.
Oh my god. The ceiling of the yurt. So the yurt, it's like this big sort of like circular looking like permanent tent house, and it has a hole in the top, like a window that you can like crank open. So it said it was climate controlled. It was not climate controlled. It was about 100 degrees. Hurting, this is the closest we got to camping was the yurt. We didn't want to bring all of our camping gear because it just was already so much stuff to take on the road. So the yurt was actually worse than camping. And here's why. When you're in a tent and it was about 105 that day. We went through Redding, Northern California, like inland, and we saw what was that, Mount Shasta, and we stopped in the town of Weed. I won't comment about whether we're fond of the town. Anyway, so then we cut across California. Beautiful, but so hot. What was that route? Was it Route 6 or Route 3 that we said Dennis would like that was so twisty before we got there? Super nice, right? That was awesome. Northern California, we really loved riding the twisty mountains. Beautiful. I mean, the Blue Ridge Parkway is nothing on that. It was amazing. But then we were like 45 minutes away from civilization. No internet service. Good thing I downloaded the map. But so we get there. The yurt is like super hot, like 100 degrees. It looks nothing like any of the pictures. It wasn't, nice. Like we're looking up at the ceiling and there is spiders. I felt like I was in the scariest part of the Harry Potter movies. There's like spiders and spider webs and like everything on the ceiling. It's like 105 in there. It didn't cool down even when the sun went down. Anyway, needless to say, we just wanted to get out of there as soon as possible, as soon as the light of day showed. We were like dirty and it was nasty, and I still didn't make it. That was impressive in the dirty, disgusting yurt kitchen. And then we got on the bikes and left. It was like 7:00, and we probably in the middle of nowhere, just trying to figure out Google Maps because I had downloaded an offline map, and it's like telling us to go on dirt roads. And we just go in this other direction, and literally 15 feet in front of us on the road is a giant bear. Like, we had seen a cute little black bear in Yellowstone. I wish that we caught either of them on camera. We did not. The black bear was like a cute little bear, and we were like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, Mike wanted to see a bear, and he got to see a bear." But when we saw that brown bear, it was scary as shit. Let me tell you what Michael did, though. He turns. I'm like, I think we should turn around.
You said turn around.
Right. So he turns around and starts going. Well, I had turned off my bike to talk to him, and he had turned off his bike. So I go to turn my bike back on. I think it was still in first and not neutral. So my bike wouldn't start. And bike just takes off down the road, and I'm screaming as loud as I can, Michael! Top of my lungs. I did get the bike started, obviously, and I lived to see the light of day. Someday we should think about riding Western Canada to Alaska. No, Mike really wants to do Alaska, and we were gonna do it in 2024, but I don't know if we're gonna leave kids and businesses again for that long next year. So maybe 2025. Alaska's in order, but he's always wanted to do it, and even though I hate the cold, I will still do it because it's on his bucket list. Yeah, so billiard bago, it is pretty miserable riding when it's hot, and we have been in a world of pain the last 3 or 4 days because there's a heat wave.
Kansas wind.
Oh my gosh!
Highway was.
It was blowing me off
I looked in my mirror and I was like, "Damn, Meg's turning." I looked back and she wasn't turning; she was just leaning the plate into the wind, and going straight because the highway, like, there's nothing blocking you out there. So if you've never ridden wide open like that, I mean, you really do have to put your body into the wind.
So Lawrence, we probably should have gone to those yurts because the one that we went to were not nice. What, Derek? What do you mean where? Like, do you mean like it's different in every state? Honestly, highway driving, different. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the road condition. I think California was the worst.
The worst roads.
Awful roads. So many that were poorly maintained. After California, I would say Colorado. I think they were pretty bad in Colorado.
And a lot of that's because of snow, right? I guess.
Maybe.
And there's snow plows damaging the roads.
Tweedledee, this was no Yogi. Yeah. He was like from a horror movie, ready to eat us. Don't have to be faster than the bear, just faster with the person you're with. That was Mike's philosophy. Just let the bear eat me and keep on going. Lots of bug going to Alaska. Yeah, I mean, we eat bugs. We got hit on the face with some bugs. Oh yeah, Tweedledee, he was more like the cocaine bear. Okay. Let's see. What? That's not about our trip. What did you have fun and would you do it again? We had the most amazing time ever, and yeah, I would totally do it again. I would want to a couple things. One, our bikes have a lot of miles on them already, and it put a lot of stress on our bikes. So if I could do it on a new bike, I would do that. If not, we'll probably do some trailering to different areas of the country that we didn't see all the things we wanted to see, and then just ride there so that we're not putting 5, 6, 7, 8,000 miles on our bikes to go ride all the way there and all the way back. So do we wish we had more time to explore? Absolutely.
I wish we had more rest days.
If we had, like, instead of 24 days, if we had 50, it would have been great. Like, we could have rested, we could have done some more sightseeing, and now we did take time to go see some of our favorite things, but we didn't get to really dig in. Scott, you probably weren't here in the beginning, but we didn't actually see Bigfoot, but we did go to the town that claims that Bigfoot lives there. And then we saw Bigfoot. Hold on, I'm going to get the name of this town. And then we saw Bigfoot, the monster truck. The hometown of that yesterday. Okay, the Willow Creek is the name of the town. I don't know if you guys can see that. Willow Creek, Bigfoot capital of the world, and everything in the town was Bigfoot. There was a museum, but it wasn't open yet. 300 to 500 miles a day doesn't leave time for much else. No. I mean, we really did though get to see so much. Yeah. Like we spent a whole day seeing the redwoods. We spent a whole day in Glacier. We spent a whole day at the Grand Canyon. Yosemite took us a day. We did a whole day Beartooth and Yellowstone.
Badlands.
Yeah, I mean, we had sort of saw that. You don't even need a whole day to do that.
You really had it mapped out nice, so that as we were traveling through things,
we got to see them. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Worst part of the trip is a Monday return to work. You're telling me we're not looking forward to it, but for us, we worked a lot on the weekends in our car wash, so we're gonna have to return to work before that.
Major one was just in Colorado, right?
Yeah, we had one major traffic jam. We hit some traffic
It was
today.
nice in California.
Yes. So in
Yeah, that was cool.
California, I don't know if that's where the famous Bigfoot video was filmed, Jim. Maybe. So yes, it would be way better if we have more time to kick back. And maybe one day we will when kids are older and businesses hi Rich. And businesses calm down a little bit. But yeah, I think it would have been awesome if we had more time. But we're grateful that we got to do it. We're grateful that we went. We're grateful that we were able to make it happen. What was our favorite road, and would we want to go back and ride it again? I mean, going to the Sun Road was our favorite, like sight wise, but I think the favorite road to ride. Oh, that was cool. That was. It was some pass. I can't remember. So we went from California. Where was that? It was really cool. It was one of our favorites. I also love the Pacific Coast. Like it's just you can't take anything away from it. It's amazing. Just you go from like inland, and you're with the redwoods, and it's 95 degrees, and you can smell the ocean, and it starts to get cooler, and you're in the curves in and out of the redwoods, and then you just come out, and it's the sea, it's the ocean, and it's beautiful cliffs, rocks, everything. It was amazing. So we stayed in Bishop, California. And the morning that we stayed in Bishop, California, we woke up at 4 o'clock because we didn't want it to be too hot riding through Death Valley. And whatever way it took us, which we ended up going. So that was the day after Yosemite. So we had gone through Yosemite. We ended up in Bishop. We came out of Bishop. And it took us.
It was a national.
I don't know, but that road was so awesome. So I would say those two, the Pacific Coast Highway and that. And yes, I would do both of them again. It was really cool, the experience of like waking up so early and doing it as the sun was rising. That was fun. Okay, let's see what other questions. What were the miles, total miles? So it'll be like 8,000. You said that. How many times did we stop on the trip total? Well, we stopped every night. We only stayed in the same place for more than one night, 2 times. Once when we were in Sturgis, and then we got a place on the Utah-Arizona line so we could do the Grand Canyon one day and Zion the next day. And that was
every other night was different.
Yeah, a different place. Cameraman has a farmer's tan. Let's see. Hi Mike from Chicago. Hi Steve. Yeah, so thank you, Curtin. Good job making it happen. Yeah, that's kind of our thing. Like, we're really grateful that we were able to do this. We're really, we busted our ass to make sure that we had money and time and care for the kids, and everything, worked out so that we could do this. I've been planning it for about 2 years, because I saw some YouTube videos of some YouTubers that went across the country, and they really got a lot of traction. And I was like, you know what? That is what I want to do on my bucket list. And so this is the year I turned 40, and I turned 40 last year, and it was in between our 40th birthdays. And so I had to make it happen. Glad you had a safe trip. Thanks, Charging Buffalo. Any road rage crazy driver instances? Not really. I mean, we didn't really. There was a couple.
These damn truckers.
Yeah.
Like, I love truckers. I know like they move the country and shit. Get out of the left lane. I might have probably the worst road rage.
Yeah, I mean, Mike gets mad, and I agree with you. You know what, though? I will say, in Utah and Colorado, I was so impressed how many people really do use the left lane for what it's supposed to be used for, which is passing and, like, going for the flow of traffic. Yeah. That's not like that on the East Coast at all. And the closer we got to the East Coast, the more of that BS there was. Zion was an amazing ride. The Badgers rode through Death Valley a couple weeks ago when it was 114, which is insane. The day we were there, it was 109, but it was not 109 when we were there because we didn't.
We left at 5 in the morning.
Right, we did it really
It was only
early.
90.
I was just really worried about us making it through. Atlantic Canada went through severe record-breaking weather. Did you have to change routes or plans due to that? We had highways washed out in one weekend, many areas. No, we didn't really change our plans. The only thing we did was wake up early, and we did the last couple of days too. So we were told that there is a heat wave right now in the middle of the country, and because of, I guess, Hillary, the storm that hit California, and it has been brutal the last 3 days through Colorado, the second half of Colorado, Kansas, Missouri. Oh my God, it was so hot and so miserable. So yeah, Charging Buffalo, the only road rage was this guy. Oh yeah, I will talk about that one second, but hold on. How do we like California? So we love California. We love the Pacific Coast Highway. So I will tell you this other story about the Pacific Coast Highway. So Mike and I woke up. Well, after the year, we were ready for some nicer accommodations. So we did the Redwoods, and we ended up staying in this pool house. This like fabulous pool, hot tub. We had a great time. That guy's name was Ian. I think we have some footage of that. That was a great Airbnb. We loved that. And then we woke up the next day, and that was right near the Avenue of Giants. And we got on 101 that eventually becomes 1 and rode almost all the way down. And what was the name of that road? What was it called? That we got off the Pacific Coast Highway.
Oh.
So this is the craziest, most difficult road Mike and I have ever ridden, like ever in the existence of motorcycling. Was it Fort? And so here's what happened. We rode about, I would say, 4 hours down Pacific Coast Highway. And I'm looking up right now what it was. And we were like, if we were in Maryland and we were on a scenic route and we were like, hey, we want to get to the highway. Yeah. The longest amount of time that it would take us to get to the highway would be like, what? Yeah, 30 minutes. So we're like, okay, let's just put in quickest route because we were going to see Meg and Steph in the San Francisco area. And so we did, and it took us on this road. And I swear it was straight up a mountain, hairpins, like the pitch of this was harder than the dragon, harder than the back of the dragon, harder than like dirt roads we've ridden. It was insane.
The road itself, I thought that maybe the road had actually been closed, and somebody took the sign down or something because it was not a. It reminded me of riding in Costa Rica.
It was like that. Well, it wasn't Fort Bragg. We went through Fort Bragg. It was
Fort something.
I'm looking right now to see what it was.
That would
work. Fort Ross.
Fort
Ross Road was the craziest road in California. And so we did that whole road. And then there was like 3 more mountains. And it was the only day that I just got off the bike and I told Mike, I was like, I can't do it. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. My clutch hand hurts. Everything hurts. I can't do it.
Turn around, guaranteed hour 20 minutes.
So anyway, that was a lot, but we loved the Pacific Coast Highway. Yosemite was beautiful. We actually liked like the twisties in Northern California. We just did not like the temperature.
Yeah.
So yeah, we loved being able to lane split. So I didn't know how to feel about that, and it seems really dangerous. But once we got there and we were in traffic and all the other motorcyclists were doing it, we're like, we're gonna do this. And I have to tell you, like cars like knew what to do. They just moved out of the way, and it was awesome because it took us half the time that it would have taken us anywhere else. Yes. All right, hold on, wait. We got some more things. Hold on, where did I leave off? Do we have any plans to come back to East Tennessee to ride Gatlinburg the Dragon again? Yeah. So my sister lives in North Carolina, or she did, and she just moved over the line in South Carolina to Greensboro, which is only like 45 minutes from all of the great riding. So yeah, I mean, we visit my sister a lot. We will definitely come again. Can't hear Mike too well. Be louder, Michael.
Okay.
My old shovelhead bobber would be a rough go. Yes, it would have been rough. I mean, our soft tails, they held up. They're good for them, but it's rough. I agree. You need to come back. We'll be back. We'll be back. Tweedledee. Any problems with bikes overheating? No, we actually didn't have a lot of hot days. We really were fortunate. It was less than uh like average temperatures the entire time until we got to Colorado. Yeah, until we got to Colorado. That was actually really nice. Hi Angel Face, thank you. Hi in Canada. And thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Yeah, everybody says we need touring bikes, Rick, but we're holding out. We ain't doing it. Yes, we really enjoyed lane splitting. Like I said, Lawrence, it was cool. Saved us a lot of time. It was awesome. I think someone would be crazy to road rage against the big guy beside you. Well, nobody did anything to him. He just got irritated with the truckers. So, like, when you're highway riding and there's supposed to be the fast lane and there's just like two trucks
Just be
next to each
courteous.
other.
That's all I'm saying. Pass the asshole and get back over. Like you're holding up 40 people.
He makes. If I ever go slow, to be fair, Michael's really anal about being considerate to other people, and he will make me pull over or go in the other lane.
Well, you're not going to be in the fast lane doing the speed limit.
Okay, I'm not talking about the fast lane. I'm talking about like if we did twisties back when I was learning to ride and I was going too slow, you would
pull out. That's what they're there for.
You didn't want to hold up traffic. So to be fair, heat here's been bad in North Carolina. Yeah, it's been. I think it's been like the whole mid part of the country. Hi Carrie, you did a 2,200-mile road trip in the South last June. Yes, you should definitely ride up to Yellowstone and Glacier. So amazing. Our favorite part of the trip, probably. Yes, we did Hurricane Mountain Road hurting, but that Hurricane Mountain Road was in Laconia. It was that really fun.
Right, but we were in.
There was another one. Yeah, and you said it was the same name, but I can't remember where that was. How far did we go along the Pacific Coast Highway? From the very top, Redwood National, down to Fort Ross.
But then we ended up getting back on Pacific Coast Highway, right?
No, we didn't. It took us into or something. So I don't know, 4.5, 5 hours down it, not all the way to San Francisco, but close. We were gonna ride the southern part, but we decided to change routes, and we had a long day. And that was sort of Mike's only half rest day. Was in California when we stayed with Meg and stuff all day instead of riding.
Yeah.
How was our experience with Bunko Biker? Really great. We did it last year too. It's not the first time. And actually, if you guys watch our videos and Dennis, our buddy, he hosts people and he's always had a really good experience. But we had a really good experience. We stayed with an older couple who had like their 5 grandkids or 4 grandkids on a farm in Iowa. And it was really cool to sort of see their different way of life. Let's see. I do not know many male moto channels, but I know of Tweedledee from Ray's Moto Life. Look at that, Tweedledee! You're getting a shout out. When you see what my bagger will do, you won't miss the breakout. Mike will never get rid of the breakout. He loves that thing. Was that long of a trip hard without cruise control on your bike?
You got cruise control.
Actually, this really weird thing happened to me. You can't see it, but like my finger started splitting I guess they got so dry from the wind that the sides of my fingers started splitting, and definitely aches and pains and just stress in places we never ever have had from riding before, because we never have ridden like this. I mean, we've gone on 10-day road trips. I think was probably our longest road trip before this.
Yeah.
And so 24 days brings a whole new list of things. Cruise control would have been nice. Where are all the female motor vloggers? Thank you, Angel Face. I appreciate that. I don't know where they are, but there's a lot of good ones that are really friendly to me. That I'm appreciative. A bikini bike wash, Daniel Long. I mean, they have them everywhere. I don't know if we'll ever do it or not, but what?
You pretty much have one.
What do you mean?
Don't we have videos of you cleaning the bikes? The bikes are filthy. We had to stop and clean the bikes.
Yeah, we did stop at a gas station. I don't think we have a video. Okay. Let's see. What bug has the best flavor? I don't know if I can.
Those bugs all the way out west, man. They were big. They were explosive. I don't know what they were.
Squid Monster, I don't know if you're here or not, but we already talked about whether we ran into Bigfoot. But we did not run into Dogman, to my knowledge. And if you're here, Squid Monster, thank you. We're just eternally grateful. He sponsored this trip for us, helped us out with gas, and is always so supportive. The greatest guy. Can't wait to see you and ride with you soon. You know who else needs a shout out is Al. He called us to check on us to make sure that we were okay. And it was so good to talk to him. So Al, if you're here, we love you. Thank you so much. How long does the upgraded seat serve us to serve on? I really didn't have any issues with my butt hurting from sitting.
Not at all.
Except the day that we did service and I rode as a passenger. But that's typical. I mean, we have step ups. They're not really made for. I mean, you can take a passenger on them, but they're not made for long distance passenger.
Yellowstone wants free to get in, but I think that's just because it wasn't nobody at the gate, right?
Correct. Usually I think you do have to pay. So we did have to pay to get into the Badlands. We paid to get into Glacier. We paid to there's a station at Yellowstone saying that you had to pay, but nobody was in the booth. We paid to get into Crater Lake. So when I say we paid, we didn't pay each time. You have to pay, but Mike gets a free pass because he's a veteran, and I bought a national park pass this year, knowing we were going to go to so many of them. I think we went to 10 on this trip alone. So we had to pay. You have to pay to get into Zion. You have to pay to get into the Grand Canyon. Where else did we go? Yosemite. You had to pay to get into. The only ones that you did not have to pay to get into that we went to was Yellowstone. There was no one manning the gate, and Redwood National Park has no entrance fees. And I don't think there was. I think that was it. Okay. What was the hardest part of the trip? I think the exhaustion of just go. Do you think?
Just every day.
Yeah.
Gotta have stamina, but for me, the hardest thing was strapping the bike down every morning. Every night, taking the bags off the bike.
I mean, I think just having the discipline, because I woke up most days at 6, most days, and made us breakfast and, packed everything in the bag and made sure that our route was good and, booked all of our places to stay. So I think just doing it every day without having rest days.
How many tanks of gas do you think we need?
Oh my God, I don't even know. Mike's really tired.
I'm done with gas.
He's really tired of filling up with gas. He doesn't want to do it. Okay. Hi, Brian from Atlanta. Again, a request for you to be louder. Heal and creams or lotions are friendly to your hands. Thanks, Dark Dave. You guys are doing great. Thank you. We appreciate all your support. You're great. Thank you for coming out on a ride with us last year. Our audio is weak. Okay. Right. Maybe that helps. Thank you, Billiardbag. You're great. And we will have memories forever. And that's something we took so many pictures. We actually did a little text journal with a few of our motorcycle riding friends that I'm gonna certainly save forever. I love doing that.
Neil, that is what I did. Meg had an annual pass.
Yeah, actually, he didn't even have to do the application online.
Yeah,
at the booth, they'll sign you right up right there. Hats off to you too. You will become a paraplegic with that much riding. It is a lot. Hold on. Come to traveling tall ride to the hills. Great ride. We will consider that for sure, Daniel. Hi, Jean. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Let's see, what else do we got? We need to add handguards. It probably would save us. Do you know my nails get really dirty? Like I've been so hot. I know everyone's gonna yell at me for saying I ride without gloves, but yes, handguards would help with a lot of things. Mike needs to talk into the computer. This is Virginia. They're better in California. Honestly, out west, just so many amazing twisty roads, like so many. You would like to see us riding there in Arizona in the knot. Oh, we would love to. Actually, I thought really hard about doing that last year for Mike's birthday. Before we had booked the trip to Costa Rica, I had really considered us going to ride Sedona and a bunch of the cool rides. Mike's birthday's in December, and I thought it'd be a good option. But the reason I didn't is I really wanted us to see the North Rim of the Grand Canyon, and I know that it is closed. If we come to the hills, we'd love to ride. I'll let you know next time we go and ride with my sister.
Yes.
Which state had the best and worst road conditions? Okay, we talked about the worst. I think California and Colorado had the worst. The best. Montana, probably. Nice. We hardly had any bad issues. Montana was one of our favorites, guys. Utah, Montana were our favorites. Okay. Which, somebody said they were in Kansas City. Did we pass through? Yes, we passed through Kansas City. Just yesterday. Were we exhausted? Yeah, at times we were. But we also got a lot of sleep, a lot more than usual. We didn't have I think, just the anxiety of life that we typically had. Okay, what was the hardest part of it? We already talked about that. What were the cost of something like this? Okay, so I have heard other moto vloggers say that it cost them as much as $15,000. It definitely did not cost.
I mean, they could if you had taken a rest day, eating out, and staying in the Hilton.
So I will say this: Mike and I are pretty frugal in terms of we will splurge occasionally on Airbnb. I think we did 2 or 3 that were over $150 a night, but usually I try to keep our accommodations to under $150, and sometimes, if I can, under $100. So we stayed in a couple of hotels and a couple of Airbnbs that were under $100. We stayed in a lot of tiny homes on Airbnb that'll be like $85, or a hotel that's that. Now, the other thing we do is we don't eat out a lot. We go to the grocery store most of the time, I would say. And I cook us dinner and breakfast. So usually the only meal that we end up eating out on the road is lunch, and we don't sit down usually. Where was the best food? The best food, I think, was that restaurant that I made you. Yeah. Thank you. But I can eat sauce. Well, would I make it 3 times in 24? That's not that bad. I think that restaurant in, what was it, Cooper? What's the name of that? Copper Mountain in Colorado. We went to a restaurant, which I'll have to look up the name. And it was like the best wings, burger. Why can't I like it like American food and barbecue? Oh, actually, the restaurant at Glacier had pretty good food. That was good food. Yeah, it was. Those were the only really 2 out nights that we had, right? Did we eat out anywhere else like nice? I don't think we did. Let's see. What do we got? How far are you guys backed up with work details? Oh my God, Gene. I don't even want to get into it. It was like, I've been ignoring my emails and it's going to get ugly and we have to face that the day after tomorrow. But we're not facing it just quite yet, but it's going to be ugly. Did we live on roller meat at the local gas station? No, we go to grocery stores when we can, and I'll buy, like, we do eggs a lot, and I'll make eggs for breakfast, and sometimes I'll make eggs for dinner. Like egg sandwiches once, and then like over easy eggs and toast and bacon and stuff. And then we do a lot of burgers. Like I'll just make us cheeseburgers a lot.
Rotisserie chicken twice.
That's
my favorite meal.
I just like we literally ate it in the parking lot.
You've never been hungry unless
we just bought a rotisserie chicken and ate it like some fat asses.
Neanderthals.
And the grease was like running down our road. We'll do like the ready-made pulled pork a lot because that's easy. Like if we only have a microwave, we do that a lot. If we have a stove, I'll try to cook usually. But not like anything that's got a lot of ingredients because we just can't be buying that at Airbnb. I'm a very fit lady. Staying in shape is going to help on these long trips. Thank you, Rich. How much do you think I worked out? I think twice a week I worked out. About twice a week, but I am feeling so out of shape and I cannot wait to get back to the gym. That's probably one of the hardest things for me is not being able to do my workout the way I like to do my workout.
She bitched about it.
Michael, I bitched about it only like today and yesterday. You did 3,000 miles from Florida to Erie, PA, and then Buffalo. No, your ass was sore. I'm sorry, RV biker. My butt wasn't sore not once, except for the day I rode passenger because it's rough. Not a single day my butt was not sore, and we did 500-mile days back to back to back sometimes. An inspiration for people to get out and live your best life. Thank you so much, Daniel. That's why we did this channel, or a big reason why that's our why for this channel is we want to live our best life and we want to encourage you guys to live your best life. Yeah, so I've heard of that too, and I don't know if it was Tweedledee who told me or whatever. When is that? I don't know. Is this Dennis?
That is Dennis.
Hi, Dennis. Apparently, we didn't call you enough from the road. Just out, Tweedledee, you're just outside. Go to SMHD a couple of times a month. Oh, this Mickey Mountain Harley. Tweedledee, you promised me something from there. Don't forget. He doesn't know about it. Very happy you were able to experience such an amazing ride and come home and share your experiences with us. You know what, Wayne? I know we're very fortunate and we are so appreciative to every single person that supports us and supports our channel. And we just couldn't be more grateful because we couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you, Tweedledee. So we just are so incredibly appreciative. And I'm glad that you guys get come along with us. And I couldn't add nothing. Literally, this channel makes me happier than anything ever has because I get to do the thing that I'm passionate about, and Mike gets to do the thing that he's passionate about.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Green. How are you? Derek, between vlogs and reading Neil Parrott's ghostwriter journey made me get on a bike. Now I'm a fresh 2 year, 60-year-old rider and loving it with Tylenol, of course. Okay, we went through and I wrote a bottle this big while we were gone.
Well, it helped that I got
Oh my gosh, guys. Maybe I'm gonna put that in the video.
Okay.
It wasn't a bee, it was a rock.
I think it must have stung.
Okay, so we were the last is that Daniel, that's when the rally is. I wish we could come maybe next year. We're so busy. We're actually doing a tour that weekend. Bye, Rich. Sorry to hear it. There was a couple more questions from Instagram. What, if any, modifications would you do to your bike after experiencing that last ride? Suspension, 100%. I need suspension.
Yeah. Maybe
Brakes.
Maybe a coffee cup holder.
Yeah, a coffee holder. I would like to fix my rear brake, but also just upgrade my brakes. After I rode the Nightster, after Harley loaned me the Nightster, and I saw what some upgraded brakes were like, and I had to go back to stock shit.
Thanks, Rich.
So those are the two things that I would do. I would really make sure I had a good set of brakes. Oh, I wish that we could.
Yeah, Legend would be nice.
Legend suspension, I've heard, is great. I wish that we could be there, Tweedledee. We've already put out stuff about our tour that weekend, and we already have one person, at least I know, that wants to come or is coming. So, next year, that was sort of tour planning. So we'll be riding in West Virginia that week. Tom, you love our channel. Thank you. We're so appreciative. Hi in Virginia. And yes, we love riding in Virginia. It's my favorite local area to ride in. So appreciative. All right, let me just see if there's any more questions because we're gonna hop off in a few minutes just because we haven't even eaten dinner. Let's see. What would you bring that you didn't bring? I would consider a fuel bladder. I almost ran out of gas. Well, we both were low on gas, but what had happened was the night before we took my bike only to the grocery store. And so I had a few less miles than Michael. And we're in Utah on 70, right? Yeah. And we get off because there's a sign for gas. And once you get off, it says gas 27 miles. But if you got back on, it was gas for 88 miles. Now we lucked, and I only had 17 miles left of gas. Now we lucked out because there was a closed gas station 12 miles away that had to get gas. But I would consider a fuel bladder.
I would probably get an electric
pump.
Air pump.
So y'all, we thankfully and hopefully we don't have to, but we took a tire repair kit and a pump, but it was one of those like foot manual pump.
Right.
That we bought like 2 years ago when Mike's tire was about to go. So yesterday we actually ended up.
A couple
we saw a couple on a Harley on the side of the road waving, and we weren't sure if they were waving us on or saying they needed help. So we pulled over. It was like 100, literally 100 degrees. We go over. He has a nail in his tire. Mike plugged the nail, and we tried to pump it up. And for 35 minutes, we were pumping this shit, and the tire was holding air, but it was like not good enough to go. So I think next time we would splurge for an electric pump.
I would have spent the extra $8.
Yeah. Maybe Camelback. Lauren told us to take Camelbacks, and they would have been nice the last couple of days.
Anything, guys, packed. Really ride that wasn't even used or needed.
I packed too many clothes, too many pairs of pants. I packed too many shirts. I would bring heated gear again. I couldn't find my heated shells, so stole Mike's, but he said he didn't want one. But then I think he wished he had one at times. So I would bring heated gear for sure. If even in August, we had so many cold days. Let's see. Nice, Ed. We'll see you in Ocean City. We're excited. Sorry, our mic's cutting out. How long can we go without gas stops? So a lot of times, guys, we didn't stop in between gas stops. We got gas and we stopped again when we needed gas, which was rough.
I just ran faster to burn up the gas.
Yeah, at times we did. Anybody else got anything? Because we're going to jump off in a minute, but we're so appreciative that everybody tuned in, and we loved talking to you guys, and we cannot wait to share all of our video footage with y'all. We're just so excited. But anybody else? Anything else? No? All right. Well, you guys are the best. Thanks, guys. Great to see you guys. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.